It's alive! It's alive!
Otherworldlyculture.com presents Dead On Movie Reviews.
Salutations and mutilations. You're listening to Otherworldly Culture presents Dead On Movie Reviews. Tonight, we will present horror movie reviews and lively debate here on otherworldlyculture.com and on future select Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. Did that by heart. You can join our live chat at that time by clicking on the live shows link on the Otherworldly Culture website. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann, coming to you from the land of lakes and landfills, beautiful and smelly Muskego, Wisconsin. It's my honor to introduce the Faculty of Fear panel presenting tonight's lectures. So, hailing from the Motor City, Detroit, Michael Cieslak is a lifetime reader and writer of horror, mystery, and speculative fiction. He has served as an officer in the Great Lakes Association of Horror Writers and as the editor of the Eerie Tales anthologies. Michael is the editor-in-chief of Dragon's Roost Press, and his works have appeared in a number of collections, including DOA, Extreme Horror, Dead Science, Vicious Verses, and Reanimated Rhymes, and the collaborative steampunk novel Army of Brass. And I'm supposed to also mention Urban Decay.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
No, it's Urbane.
Urbane. Why did you say it wrong, Jeff?
Wait, Mike, it's Urbane, right?
It's Urbane.
Urbane.
We're
See,
doing
right.
this just to you.
So just
for you.
Just clear it up
Thanks.
there, Jeff. Check him out at thedragonsroost.net. It's Michael Cieslak. Hello, Michael.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Next, the gentleman to my immediate left, Jeff Miller, is a sports broadcaster and a news reporter in the Milwaukee area. Jeff has interviewed celebrities on the red carpets at the Grammys and athletes in the dugout. His enthusiastic style has given Dead on the Bases, Otherworldly Culture's latest podcast, a sporting chance. He's the he's Jeff Miller.
Hey, how's it going? I'm just happy to be here on a Tuesday because I'm just happy to be here.
And usually it's Thursday and we're
Right.
filled up with pizza by the time we get on
And
the show.
booze. Well,
Yes.
just me, but
Yeah, but you have enough for both of us.
no, this is a sober night for me.
Adam Holtzoffel is back from the Diz, and he's taking a whiz on a new movie tonight. And as usual,
That's pretty good.
I'm just assuming. I don't know. Maybe it's a good one this time. And as usual, he exhaustively searched every nook, every cranny, every dark corner of the internet by clicking on a single button marked Shudder. He is the Taco King. Here's Adam. How you doing, Adam?
All right.
Good, Tim. How are you?
All right. Yeah, I'm going to be interested because I when I was going through the photos on Adam's, I have not seen Adam's movie, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be an Adam movie. This could be a bloodbath coming up here. So everybody, keep your ass in your seat, sharpen your pencil, and let's get unruly with the Faculty of Fear. We're going to get things going here right off the bat. In fact, I want to hear what Adam has to say about his movie. Adam, what have you been watching?
So, Tim, if you have the Shudder graphic ready,
Yep.
I have watched Mass Hysteria. It is a 66-minute featurette. Basically follows a group of Salem witch trial reenactors that end up in a modern-day witch hunt. Well-written, well-acted, kind of tongue-in-cheek, falls more into the horror comedy subgenre than just straight horror. Good effects. You know, can't really say much about it because it's about an hour long. I would have liked it to maybe have had another 20, 30 minutes to it to flesh it out a little more.
Okay.
Based on IMDb, most of the cast and crew have worked together on another mockumentary type film called Youth Men about a youth pastor.
Okay.
Haven't seen it, but it seems like they're kind of a group that usually relies on the usual suspects.
So kind of like Broken Lizard or something like that, that it's a standing troop?
Yeah, kind of like a Broken Lizard or the Chevy Chase National Lampoon's movies, some along those lines.
Okay.
The main character in this page, played by Gina Santiago, she's leaving Salem for Massachusetts for Brooklyn, New York, to become a big actress. So this is kind of her last night doing the witch trial reenactment thing when tourists flock to Salem on Halloween. From there, weird shit starts happening. People puking up blood, people being accused of being a witch. Kind of a beef between the witch trial reenactors and the Revolutionary War reenactors. So just kind of an odd, fun flick, which I think needs more fun flicks versus the uber serious A24 stuff.
Okay.
So I'd say if you have time, check it out. It's worth an hour of your time.
Sounds like it's grade time, and I didn't hit the button. All right, let's go to the report card. What are you going to be grading it?
I'd give it a B-, just because I wish it was a little longer. Other than that, as a fun flick, I'd watch it again.
Okay.
It has a rewatchability to it.
And we know that Jeff here is a sissy. Would Jeff be able to watch this?
I think a 5-year-old would be able to watch this. From what I remember,
that is not a for sure. Then that's something that we might have to watch him put maybe some plastic down wherever he's going to sit, just in case.
Hey, I don't want to give away like any kind of like plot holes or anything to this. Not plot holes. What is it? What am I thinking of? I don't want to give anything away to this movie, but I'm looking at the cover of the movie right here. And I see that witch going through the
Across the moon.
Yeah, across the moon. You know what I think of? I think of E.T. Now, does this actually happen in the movie? Is there a witch that goes across the moon like that?
Well, I'm gonna have to say you'll have to watch to find it out.
Okay.
So
There it is. Spoiler.
Well, no, we didn't.
You walked into the first spoiler of the night, Jeff.
That's what I meant. Spoiler alert. Not
Yeah.
loophole.
Loophole.
Or plot hole. I don't even know. Some hole.
All you've been thinking about since karaoke is holes.
Wow. I didn't even go there. I didn't even go there, but I was being serious there, Adam. I didn't want to give anything away, but that's the first thing I thought of. I thought of the E.T. like scenario where E.T. goes in front. I actually went on that ride. E.T. ride.
Well, see, 10 could be totally wrong on the spoilers. I guess both of you will have to watch it, see if you're right or not.
I don't know if I'm going to be rushing out for a B-.
Next dead on the bases, Jeff.
No, you know what you do, Adam? Just tell him it's an A. Then he'll have to watch it. Just change the score. That's what I do. Just change it.
You change the score so that you can win over on Dead on the Bases.
I've never
We
done
all
that.
know that he
Never
does
done
this.
that.
He does this all the time. There's no other reason he would give such a low score to a beautiful
The Collector
little
sucked, all right?
film.
And I don't even get going down this. This has nothing
It's
to do
a
with art.
beautiful little film, and quite touching. A love story about a man and his daughter, and
Okay,
the psycho that hung to a wall with hooks.
You know what?
I
Before
mean,
you get in,
nice.
Adam and Mike, have you guys seen The Collector?
I was just going to say, this must have been a different collector than the one I saw, because I don't remember the touching love story part.
It's touching. It's a love story. What are you talking about?
Yeah. There's no way he could have put all those bear traps in there in the
Okay.
amount of time. That's what gets me upset.
We're moving on.
All right, go ahead.
It's time now to go to Mike. What have you been watching? As if I didn't know.
Well, hopefully, you've got the graphics for what I've been watching, which was The Void, 2016.
I
And
have
I have to say-
2017. They said 2017 in
Oh,
IMDb.
Oh.
I always crack up. It's like, how do they get that wrong? No, you cannot watch this, Jeff. Okay, go on.
yeah, this is not a Jeff movie.
No,
we can mark this out right now.
I'm just watching. Oh my god! All right,
They-
I'm just gonna listen. And
They would guard
Go
you
ahead.
at the door.
Cover
You
your
might wanna
eyes,
look
Jeff.
over there.
Cover
Jeff.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Jeff
I
doesn't
think
have
it's
his
time for
big
Jeff
boy
to take
pants
a
on.
bathroom break.
Go to your happy place, Jeff. It'll be all right.
I will. All right, go ahead, Mike. I won't interrupt. Go ahead.
I just want to preface this by saying that I am a big fan of cosmic horror. I like the stuff that's coming in from outside. I like the bleary, depressing, no one survives ending, and I was really hoping that this would fill the void for me. Had to make that joke. Was
There it
contractually
was.
obligated.
It was a
to move on.
stretch. That was a stretch.
It was,
It
yeah.
was a stretch.
That's what she said.
Oh God. Just keep going. We all ignored these little that what she said's coming through. So.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
There, it has some other aspects of films that I really like. It's a very closed location. Once we start out with some people escaping, two guys. We're just kind of like thrown in right in the middle. Guy and a girl are running away from these two guys. The lady gets shot. We don't know why what they were. Yeah, you kind of assume that they are being held against their will. And then it kind of just flips over to Sheriff Daniel. This is, of course, the perfect time for the dogs to realize that we have dogs in the house behind us.
But who let the dogs out?
Probably my wife. That would be my wife.
Come on, that was pretty good, Jeff. Okay, thank you. Sorry, go on.
Were a little predictable for me, which I didn't care for as much. When I get to the end, there were some things that really, really bugged me about it.
Okay.
But we have basically just stuff starts happening. Things just start going wrong. There are these guys that, oh, look, perfect timing right there, in these white hoods with the triangle that surround the hospital.
Yeah.
The sheriff comes across the guy that had escaped, brings him to the closest medical center, which is a hospital that was closing down because they had a fire. So it's minimal staff, maybe 6 or 7 characters total, enclosed space with minimal sets. I really enjoy that. I did not much care for the characters, unfortunately. There are some great special effects as whatever it is that's coming in from outside starts taking people over. Very reminiscent of the special effects in Carpenter's The Thing. We know that I'm a Carpenter fan.
It's called Carpenterian.
Carpenterian? No, that's what you put carpenters in that you're planting.
Oh.
But really good practical effects.
You know that word, don't you, Carpenter? You're a big shot author. You have to know Carpenter.
Don't even know how to spell carpenter. I don't.
Carpenter?
I can't even spell it.
Well,
because I was going to put something in the messages that I thought was funny, but I don't know how to spell carpenter, so forget it.
Yeah, you just use the letter C and a period. Everybody
okay.
knows. Okay. Sorry, we keep
visually
interrupting.
stunning.
The visuals
some
are
of the
stunning
things
on
that
it.
bugged me. Oh,
I actually saw this movie, and the
Mm-hmm.
visuals are crazy. They're crazy. They're now I'm not a cosmic horror guy, so I enjoyed like the first half of the movie, and then I felt it went into Toontown for me, and I wasn't enjoying it. But the first half I really enjoyed.
I was going to say right around the 2/3 mark, it started to slip for me. But
Okay.
before that, there were some real, and it might just be me with an ear for dialogue, but there were things that just grate on my nerves. And one of my many, many pet peeves is when two characters are talking to each other, saying things that the other person knows already just for the sake of the audience. And they actually use the phrase, "As you know, Daniel." Like, if Daniel knows this, then you shouldn't be telling him this. There should have been another way to bring that information to the audience.
Right.
And that happens a couple of times. The doctor has probably a good 3-4 minutes where he's just monologuing, and I'm thinking, this is how superheroes get away. You realize that, don't you?
Yeah, I felt there was a lot of Morris the Explainer going on in here, which is my typical term for that, which, by the way, comes from Patrick Melton, one of the co-writers of The Collector. But anyway, it seemed like there was a little too much tell at times for me,
Yes,
and not enough
very
show.
much so.
But I think the main criticism I would have is there wasn't really a character that I could get behind and say, okay, this is the guy I would like to see survive.
That was the next thing that I was going to say, was I did not care for any of the characters. And I won't say which one it is. Slight spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
One of the people that survives is the one that I wanted most to die. And I'm like, oh, this is BS. How did this particular character make it to the end? That's some crap right there.
Yeah, I mean, usually I expect, I always talk about the outliers go first. I always expect, like, the most fun character to get killed, because that's the one that you'll be mad about getting killed. But you also want the true jerk to die as well. You want those two outliers need to go. I always point to Daniel Stern in Leviathan. In the movie Leviathan, Daniel Stern is hilarious, and when he dies, you're like, no, come on, what are you doing? You know, because he was the most fun to watch. But yeah, the 2/3 mark, I think you're a little further in than I was when I was kind of like, this isn't fun anymore. This is getting a little too weird. And but that is cosmic horror, you know, so you kind of have to know that you're going in. I didn't know what this thing was. Just lots of people told me this is a movie to go see, and it has monsters in it. I'm like, okay, I'm in. And it was just a little too of the cosmic thing for me.
Let me ask Mike. Let me ask you that real quick. Cosmic horror. Does that mean that this is a movie about? Could you explain to me what cosmic horror is and another type of movie or movies that are like cosmic horror, please?
That's a good question, actually. I'm going to give you a point.
So, I mean, what have I don't know if I've ever seen cosmic horror before. Probably not, but could you just explain it to me, please?
In a nutshell, when most people think of cosmic horror, they're thinking of something that is here. We're going to put this in the chat board. We're going to say Lovecraftian, coming from H.P. Lovecraft. A lot of the times there's something out there in the cosmos, and the desires and wants and lives of people really don't matter that much. This is something that's happening on a cosmic scale, and people are just kind of an afterthought. But it's the people that you follow that are like trying to survive this. We don't, this is going to come and take over the world. whether you pray to me or not, I really don't give a crap. I'm going to step on you anyway and eat you, and your mind's going to split.
Okay.
It's different than the 1950s alien movies, you know, where it's just an alien attacking.
Yep.
Cosmic, it's like these creatures sometimes infiltrate people's bodies, and there's a lot of body horror in it where people's bodies get misshapen and bloated and disgusting.
Would They Live be part of that?
I don't think They Live would be considered cosmic. That would just be alien invasion.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, because a lot of the cosmic horror movies are pretty esoteric these days.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people have turned on to them. There's not like, this is the cosmic horror movie that everybody knows.
Okay. All right.
In fact, H.P. Lovecraft in general was the author he's talking about.
Okay.
They haven't done a lot of movies on his stuff. I watched Color Out of Space recently, which is a Lovecraft, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I'll be talking about that actually when I do my review. But it's kind of hard stuff to make into movies, and it's only since CGI and makeup has gotten as good as it is that they can even take a shot at this stuff. A lot of it is almost like kaiju too. They're these giant monsters, but they're so big, like they could grab the moon out of space and grab it in their hand. You know, they're that, massive and destructive.
Okay.
Some of that too is that even in the stories themselves, the human mind is not able to comprehend the vast scope of these beings. So if you're going to translate something that Lovecraft wrote, it's very difficult because there are very few actual descriptions, because the guy sees it and then turns into like a gibbering madman, and that's it for him. So, and like you said, it's really hard to... How do you put this on the screen?
So you went into this movie knowing this. I mean, this is what you wanted to watch, right?
I did.
Okay.
And I thought it fell a little bit short on that.
Okay.
But really, it was mostly the dialogue and the characters that kind of brought it down for me.
Okay.
So if you're ready for grading...
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be working over here. How's this? There's a report card. I'm guessing, right?
C+ as a general movie, B- for the practical effects. So somewhere in that range.
Well, I can't put 2 up. Look at this. I was gonna
there we go.
I'm going back and forth. See, look at that, huh?
Making you work today, man.
That's why I bought a $3,000 computer.
Holy
so
hell.
I could do that. My God, so sad. Hey, our chat room's been going a little bit cuckoo on this particular movie. We do have people trying to spell Carpentarian. Color Out of Space was mentioned. Now, Peggy's talking about Dagon. I don't know what that is. What a Dagon is. But I'm sure she's going to respond.
It's nighttime.
What? Nighttime?
It's nighttime. Because the day gone. Hi-oh!
Yeah!
Okay.
Mike, you have to come out to
Try the
her.
meal.
Oh,
I'll be here.
yeah, don't forget to tip your waitresses right, Peggy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
Does Peggy ever go by Margaret?
Don't. Stop it now.
Oh, just checking.
Stop it. You're going to get in trouble.
She's
We
gonna
got
stab
3
you in
people
your
listening.
sleep, brother.
Also, Sandy has been throwing some things in there. She saw The Void at the movie house, and she said it was really great on a big screen, and that I believe.
I can
is
see
a
that for
big,
sure.
giant type of movie. So I was watching that and thought that the whole time. All right, let's go now to Jeff, who I'm sure has got some little pussy movie that he went and saw.
What?
What is? I'm sorry. I meant to say
I'm trying
sissy.
to spell here. All right. So, anyways,
I meant to say sissy.
sissy,
Yeah.
whatever, same difference. All right. So here's the deal. So I went. So no. All right. So it's dead on. No, not dead on the bases. That's behind me.
Yeah, that's the
We
other
have
show
dead
you
on
do.
movies tonight, and I went and watched Snakes on a Plane.
And that's why you're dressed like that?
That's why, because the movie takes place. Hey, why am I not in color anymore?
See, this is the thing.
That's okay. You don't have to worry about that.
We'll fix it. You
So
keep
anyways,
going.
This movie takes place, starts in Hawaii, ends in L.A. So this poor sap ends up seeing this attorney getting beat up.
Colorized you.
There we go. There's the Wizard of Oz. So anyways, so what happens in this movie? I don't know if people have seen this movie or not.
Wait. Yeah, this is going to take a lot of time to explain the plot
No, I can
of
get
this
this.
movie.
Yeah, Jaws in the air, but it's better.
Shut up.
But it's better, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. You know,
Anyways,
you defending
so-
this is going to
so
be
anyways,
great. Go ahead.
Nathan Phillips, who plays Sean Jones, he is being stalked by this mob guy who lives in L.A., but he's in Hawaii. And Samuel L. Jackson is the FBI agent, and he's got to keep Nathan Phillips alive to testify against Jackie Chan or what? I don't know. His name is something like that.
Jackie Chan.
Not Jackie Chan.
It's Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Chucky Chan.
I don't even know.
Chuck Norris.
Whatever.
Chuck E.
Anyways,
Cheese.
we got to keep.
Randall Flagg.
Anyways, this dude is trying to kill Nathan Phillips, all right? So Samuel L. Jackson says, hey, let's get on this plane, but let's not get on the plane. Let's get on a passenger plane, fly first class. But the mobsters find this out, and then they release these snakes on a plane. Hence is the horror part of this, because what do you do if you're on this plane and you have all these snakes coming at you? And what they're really trying to do is make the plane crash. But,
is that what happens
Right.
when you put snakes on it?
Right.
Okay.
So the thing of it is that there's a lot to talk about this movie, and we
There
might be
is?
here for there is.
It's a snake. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
anyways, so there's actually a lot of these snakes were CGI. CGI. Yeah, there's a snake. They're CGI, but there was 450 snakes on this plane that they worked with. Yep, you got it. And the thing of it is that they actually had a 22-foot long Bernese python that they named Kitty. Do you remember that
No,
python?
none
Paul?
of these are real snakes.
Yes, they
they're
are.
all
No.
they're all cartoons.
No,
they
they're
hired
not.
somebody that did Woody Woodpecker
No,
cartoons.
no.
And they had them
There's-
draw them in
there's-
here.
There's 450 real snakes on this
I think
plane.
it was Walter Lance. They brought Walter Lance in the back, and
Yeah.
they said, "Here, make some pictures of a snake."
I do have to admit though that the
They look
snakes
like
that were
Trogdor,
the
for
snakes
goodness
the
sakes.
snakes that were CGI were really they weren't that good looking. I mean, it'd be like if you made it's like those shark movies that have CGI sharks. Those suck.
Yeah,
you know, like-
I know they do. You're
Right.
telling me like this is a shock.
No, well, it's a shock for me for watching the movie. I thought they were going to be real snakes, and then I found out that there was only half of them were real.
Okay,
And then they had these snakes on there. Well, no, this is all good.
those bastards.
This is good stuff for people that
I
are-
thought this was a documentary.
No.
Okay.
So they had these snakes on there that looked like the coral snake, which is very venomous. Don't say poisonous because that's not the right terminology. It's venomous.
Correct.
They had these snakes that looked like them that
Okay.
were the real snakes on the plane.
Okay.
That's the one that he throws in the microwave and hits the button that says snake mode. And
Right.
that's when the snake
That's
blows up.
usually found next to the popcorn.
Yeah,
button.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
popcorn and then snake.
So the thing of it is that Samuel L. Jackson, we all know his line.
Actually, Jeff, I
No.
know this because
What?
I travel a lot.
What?
There is a snake
Oh.
button on microwaves on Delta Airlines. They have all their microwaves are installed with a snake button in the event of a snake outbreak.
Adam just came back from Florida. Adam, did you check your plane out for Southwest? Was there a snake button on the microwave?
That's why there's a 3.5 hour delay for our flight.
Because you didn't have Samuel L. Jackson helping you out.
Actually, because I didn't have 10 there to tell me if they were cartoon snakes or not.
There you go.
It's definitely a problem coming from Florida too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is-
That was-
Actually, The Geico Gecko button on my microwave on the plane.
That and crocodiles from Wally Gator. Remember Wally Gator?
Didn't they have an alligator attack on Disney World? I think like 2 years ago or something like that.
It was a little kid that got a little too close to the
pond. Which, who cares?
Yeah.
It's a kid. They haven't lived that long.
So anyway, Samuel L. Jackson says that famous line, I'm going to do a swear in here, so if you don't want to hear this, just close your ears. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Now that line was voted the 55th greatest line in all like movie history. Just so you're aware of that.
Really?
But when they play it on television, he has to say, I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane, which I think is a lot funnier.
It is funny how they had to do that.
I wish they just made it Mr. Franklin like Die Hard. I've had with these Mr. Franklin snakes on this Mr. Franklin plane. I mean, how could you not laugh at that?
No, I know. It was...
My all-time favorite is Ferris Bueller. Cameron is so uptight that if you put a lump of coal in his fist, in 2 weeks you'd have a diamond. And the guy whoever they had dub him in is obviously not Matthew Broderick or anywhere near his vocal range.
No, they got one of the guys in from the mailroom. Can you say fist into this? And
it sounds like Duncan Clark, really.
Oh, God.
So this movie was Samuel L. Jackson again. It's one of the two films starring him that it was released in 2006 that had the word snake in the title. The other one is Black Snake Moan, also in 2006.
And some people consider that a horror movie. I haven't seen it.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
But I know it's got to do with
it's got
kidnapping somebody and handicapping
Ricky girl or something. Her name is Ricky Lake or not Ricky Lake.
No, not Ricky Lake.
It's the other Ricky. But anyways,
okay, yeah.
So
anyway,
I will tell you right now why this movie is better than Jaws.
That's ought to be
and when I look over here, that means I'm done talking to you.
No, body count. Body count. In the body count in Snakes on a Plane is 31. 29 snakes, 1 dog, and 1 cat. In Jaws, it's only 8. So if you're looking for body count,
but one of them's a kid. That counts like for triple.
Yeah, and they talk about possibly opening up a shark and having a Kittner boy spill out on the deck.
Yeah,
what a great line.
No.
Oh, what? Okay.
I sent you that.
If you want to defend this movie as being better than Jaws, it hurts your credibility, not mine. So you just go right ahead.
I was just trying to push some buttons over here, Tim. I was going to see how I could
you know what? It's not even close, but it's not trying to be. This is a comedy movie with some horror
Where do you
elements.
get comedy from? This movie was treacherous. Snakes on a plane, man. You have nowhere to go. Anyways.
Okay, I'm going to give something away. Sometimes when Jeff is watching movies, he texts me things.
I do.
His wife was wondering how this got declared a horror movie.
She did. So then I lost all street cred with my wife. Well, I didn't have any anyway.
Well, yeah. Look at the shirt you're wearing. Yeah, okay. Tough guy.
So David R. Ellis had directed this movie. He also directed 7 other movies. So Shark Night, Final Destination.
Not Shark Night. I think that's the Shark Night 3D. And myself and Michael Exler, we actually interviewed the star of that movie.
Really?
What was her name? It's Paxton. Sarah Paxton. We interviewed for that.
Wow.
So that's right when we were starting to do this stuff. So it's about 10 years ago that we started all the East Coast horror group stuff. But there is a movie on that list I really, really like.
Final Destination?
He did Final Destination 2, and he did that reboot, The Final Destination, in 2009.
I bet you Asylum.
Which was like 6 or something. Those are decent movies. But one of my favorite action movies, Cellular, in 2004. It starred the future Captain America. Oh God, why is his name?
Chris Evans.
Say that again, Adam.
Chris Evans.
Yes, Chris Evans. Oh God, I don't know how I forgot that.
What's it
But Kim Basinger is kidnapped. She has a cell phone. She somehow calls Chris Evans, who's an every guy, which that's a bit of a stretch, but he's like an everyman, and he's out to find her and save her. And it's kind of like the Die Hard movie that isn't a Die Hard movie, and a lot of action. It's really a fun movie.
Oh,
and
it's a horror movie?
It's not a horror movie at all. It's an action movie.
Okay.
Homeward Bound 2, which is also on this list, also not a horror movie, but probably something you could make it through, Jeff.
I can make it through all these. It just depends if my eyes are open or shut.
Shark Night would probably mess you up.
I can do Shark.
Actually,
Shark.
Final Destination 2
No, I will not watch Final Destination.
Pretty rough.
I tried watching one. I couldn't do it. So, okay, back to my movie.
Yes.
Snakes on a plane. So now they got to get to L.A. They're having trouble. I'm not going to give away anything. You don't know if you're going to get there or not.
because you don't know if there's actually going to be snakes
I'll tell you what,
on the plane.
I really did enjoy this. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson always... Oh, you put Samuel L. Jackson into any movie, and I think that you're going to have a winner somehow. What's that? Who's that one chick?
Who's that one
Juliana
chick?
Margulies.
Who is that one chick?
Juliana Margulies. She's very pleasing to the eye, so I enjoyed watching her on this movie.
I think she was still in ER at that point.
She could have been.
I don't think she had moved on to, what is it, A Good Wife or something like that she's in now?
But as far as this movie goes, I did enjoy it.
I was
thought
surprised
it was
to see
fun.
Keenan Thompson up there on your
Did you?
IMDb. I did not remember he was
Yeah,
in
he's
there.
one of his helpers. He's one of Flex Alexander. It has 3 G's. What's that?
What?
What was that noise?
I don't know what that
So, anyways,
noise was.
I think people are
did you have
going
for
to sleep
supper?
here. Anyways,
Yeah.
let me give a grade here.
Oh, you want to give a grade
Yeah, let's
now?
give a grade. I think people are done with my...
Yes. Quite a while, because this isn't a horror movie. Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
then why'd you let me review it then?
Because it's entertaining to pick on you.
All right.
All right.
So do you think you know what I'm going to put on this?
I'm going to say you're going to give this a...
Well, don't say it.
Okay, I'm going to put my
All right.
hand over one.
All right. B+. There you go.
But I had, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Go out and see it. Go out to the movie theaters and catch it. Get a box of popcorn.
I don't think you're going to catch it at the movie theater.
Well, if you
Just a thought.
bring in your own computer and sit in the back and
Bring your own projector, too?
no, just your computer with a stick in it, like you got me.
Yeah, okay. Fantastic. That's exactly what everybody should do.
Go to a movie and watch your own movie. That's what I say you should do. Think about it. Go to a movie and watch your own movie.
What? Why?
So you can get the movie treats when you're there.
So you can take out a second mortgage on your house and buy a large popcorn and
Yes.
Reese's Pieces.
That's happening.
Exactly.
That's happening. We're going to
All
get
right. Anyways.
a much bigger screen here
Okay.
at some point.
Yep, we're good.
All right. So I am batting cleanup here, and the movie that I have is The Children from 1980. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had kind of a strange way to finding this movie. I actually, at first, I watched Color Out of Space, which I mentioned earlier, which is kind of a surreal fever dream. It has outstanding acting. It has an insane Nicolas Cage, which is the Nicolas Cage you always want. It had state-of-the-art special effects. It had disgusting makeup effects that were just hard to look at. But instead, I chose to watch this movie that I watched the exact same week. And why? Because of the two movies, this one wasn't dull. That movie, dull. I Color Out of Space, I was just kind of like, okay, when's this thing going to get done? Nicolas Cage was interesting, but other than that, there wasn't really much going on. The Children is one of those movies that I had seen the trailer for this film back when I was a kid at a drive-in movie theater. And I had never been able to find this movie. Well, it's because it's distributed by Troma, which, as you know, isn't so much a label as it's a warning sticker that goes on movies. You know, it's kind of like the bottom rung of distribution. These are the guys that made Toxic Avenger. But I actually kind of enjoyed this. Now, as we all know, children in general are loathsome, they're noisy, they're pus-filled, they're sloppy, they're stinky, they're foul creatures. Nobody likes them. They're just small and they make a lot of noise and they demand a lot. There's no reason anybody would ever like a child. This kind of plays on the old zombie trope of you're not able to kill a child because, oh, this is someone you love. But it never worked for me when I was a kid because I'm like, man, I would love for an opportunity to kill some kids. These things are always, they sneeze on you. They're always farting when they shouldn't. They when they go out to eat, the food is all over the front of their clothing. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible thing. So I always was kind of hoping to do that sort of thing, but that's the setup. Now the setup to the movie is pretty simple. A school bus full of children go into a cloud of radioactive fog, and when they come out the other end, these kids become Nancy Nuke and Huggy Buddies. And they just go around, and if they touch you, you start burning in a nuclear fire and melt and all this stuff. The effects are laughable. Now, Mike Exler, our other Mike, well, when we don't have this Mike, there's the other Mike. He always doesn't think it's scary if the bad guy is something that you can pick up and throw the other direction. You know, like he famously thinks Chucky is not scary at all because it's a stupid doll. You can just throw it around.
I agree
right?
with him 100% on that.
But you can't touch these kids. Okay? Why would you be scared of these things? Because you can't touch them. So, yeah, you could throw a child out of a window. In fact, I kind of tell people to do that as much as they possibly can. But not if they're going to set you on fire the moment you touch them.
No.
Yeah. For the record, you probably shouldn't touch kids anyway.
and the other...
Not like that. I'm just saying, going back to the whole, germ-ridden pus bag thing.
Yeah, exactly. The other part of it is these kids are deathless. In a million monster movies, there is always the trope of a guy that shoots, and the creature kind of falls down and then gets right back up. That's what happens with the children. They're deathless little monsters. Now, in this movie, as far as the acting, yeah, it's a bit of a slog with the acting. But there is a one guy that was in John Carpenter's The Thing shows up in this movie. I don't know how he ended up getting in this movie because this movie feels like somebody's church group put together an acting ensemble, and they said, let's make a movie, and went out there, particularly the kids. Oh my God, if they could have found less talented kids, they would be coming from New Berlin. I mean, it just no talent whatsoever. Now, there is some good nudity in this, so that's always
not from the kids.
No, not from the kid. Thank you for making that statement. Yeah, no child nudity, but there is a pretty good shot in there. This movie is released by Troma. I tried finding it all over the place. It's sitting out on YouTube for free right now, everybody.
Yes.
YouTube has just got it. Troma has been doing this with everything except for Toxic Avenger. They've been throwing all sorts of stuff out there on YouTube. I don't know what they're doing. It is available on Prime Video, and yeah, she's an attractive young lady.
I figured.
But the it's for free. So if you do a search, you do have to look for The Children 1980. There's been a lot of movies, and in fact, the trailer for this, you have to look for The Children of Railsback, because that's the name of the city, and I think that was the original title of the movie, which would have sucked. Terrible name. There are some actual chilling moments. One of the scenes that you see in our slideshow is where they're standing outside of a woman's store, and they're kind of a reflection in the window. And by that time, you know, these kids are just walking death sticks. And that kind of look there. And that's kind of the shot. There's another shot coming up, but that scene is oddly effective. It's almost as if the guy that was directing walked away and let somebody else direct for a while, because that was actually good. But you know what? The movie, that's the shot right there where she's in the store and the kids are outside. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It didn't sit there. They didn't try to make this a 3-hour extravaganza. It was like 90 minutes or something like that. It moved really quickly. I will say the original trailer, which, again, you can find out there on YouTube. When I was a kid, so 1980, I was like 10, 11 years old. It scared me shitless. I thought the original trailer, this was really, really scary. So, of course, when I was watching this movie, before I started, I'm like, okay, it's not going to be as scary as I remember this, you know, and all this. I knew it was going to disappoint me just because Troma had it and everything. But it wasn't as bad as I expected. I went in with kind of low expectations. If you go in with kind of low expectations, it'll exceed them. It's more fun than it probably should be. I don't know, Adam or Mike, have you guys seen it? I know Jeff hasn't.
Is this the one where you can tell the kids are irradiated or whatever by the cloud because their fingernails have black nail polish on them and
Yes.
they've got like eye makeup?
Yes.
Yes, I have seen this.
Yes. Yeah. It's not a super memorable
It's been a
movie.
while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Where does the cloud come from? Was there
They actually do have a scene at the beginning of the movie that it seems like I think they went and shot it later because it has nobody that's in the rest of the movie. And it's like two utility workers at a nuclear power plant, and like some ooze is coming out of a pipe or something, and like, oh, this is bad, but nobody deals with it, and they don't notice it, I guess, and they just drive away to have lunch. I think is what the whole thing is, which I understand. If it's lunchtime, you got to have priorities, right? And also, if all that's going to happen is you're going to make some children miserable, that might be a reason to not deal with it.
So is this
So you're telling me
Yeah.
that the secret of the ooze was that it made killer children?
You know what?
I
think
thought it
that
made
is what I'm
Teenage
telling you.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Well, is this a prequel to Children of the Corn? Is
No.
this like a sequel?
No, because Children of the Corn has enough sequels. What does it have? 7 sequels? Yeah. Adam probably knows it. How many sequels does Children of the Corn have, Adam?
I have no clue. I haven't seen any after the first one.
I haven't either, but there's like 8 of them.
And this has nothing to do with that, then?
This has nothing to do with Children of the Corn. Stephen King wouldn't be caught in the same room with this story or script. Not that Stephen King is perfect in every way, but he is a good writer.
Okay.
When you get to the end of the day, the person that wrote this, I kind of wonder. This is the type of movie where I kind of wonder if they had a finished script going in. I think they had some ideas, and then they kind of let the actors kind of do their thing and say, okay, in this scene, kind of get some stuff and block all the doors, you know, and we're gonna, hey, you go get a gun, and you know, it's like, I'm not sure there was a script. And Mike, I'm not making fun of authors at all, but I'm saying there are movies out there. There are movies out there where I wonder if a script was involved prior to them.
I've seen many of them.
Yeah.
Or like they were writing it as they were filming. Like, oh God, they caught up to us again. Quick, come up with something.
I was really thrown for a loop when I found out that like almost all the Jackie Chan Hong Kong movies are done that way. They basically have ideas of what the stunt scenes are going to be. And they're like, okay, we'll just figure out a story as we're going.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the Jackie Chan movies are actually very, very good. And I was like, wow, I didn't think that would work. But, yeah. We have that there are 9 remakes and prequels to the Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't think the first one is a great movie, and I've met Father Malachi, and who is his number 1 in charge? The red-haired guy is played by Courtney Gaines.
Malachi's Courtney Gaines. Isaac is John Franklin. Yeah,
that's the little guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I had him switch, but yeah, they were in Indianapolis, weren't they, Adam? I think they were in Indy one time for Days of the Dead. Yeah, and they're nice enough guys and everything, but I don't think that movie's that scary. In the Stephen King movies, it would definitely be on the bottom quarter for me, all of them. So. Anyway.
What's your grade?
It is time for me to get out a grade. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. You know what? I liked your grade. I'm going to go with, come on. There it goes. There it is. B+. All
right.
I'm going to go with the B+. It's fun. It's a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to go out there and see it, particularly since it's sitting out there on YouTube for nothing. And who knows when Troma decides they want to make money on it again. But just go out there on YouTube and grab it and enjoy it for the evening. Chat room's been busy. Just want to thank everybody that's been in the chat room this whole time. We are now going to go to the website. Let's see if this works. It did. Awesome. There it goes. Otherworldlyculture.com. We have a lot of stuff going on out there. A lot of it right now is we have some articles that Adam has contributed from Shudder about Elvira. And what do they call it? The 61 days of Halloween or something? They have a big event.
Yeah. There's 61 days of Halloween event.
Yeah, which is about the same length as most of your sports seasons, Jeff.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch of episodes of Dead on the Bases. We have a new episode of that coming up later this week. I have a review of F9 in Universally Loved, so that's a fun little thing. Also want to remind people, let's see if this button works. There we go. Mike, the Dragon's Roost, what can people find there?
Right now, they can find stuff from 2 months ago because I can't upload anything, and it's driving me crazy. But on any other time, you can find my blog and information about the publishing company and what we have coming up in the future.
All right. And the third website we want to promote here tonight.
Yes.
And I knew Jeff would be all over this. What is this, Jeff? Why don't you tell us?
It's Horror Realm. It's like a Comic-Con, but it's for horror. It's going to be at the Crown Plaza in Pittsburgh South from November 19th to the 21st. 52 days away. And if we talk long enough, we'll get down to 51 days.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
But there's going to be a lot of great panelists that Michael is going to talk to. I mean, we have, Deborah Forum, Danielle Harris, Kristen Keeby. I don't know. I can't read it. I can't read it.
I know you can't, but Tiffany Shepis is definitely going to be
Bob
one of
Elmore,
them. Felissa
Hodder.
Rose, Kane Hodder. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of panels.
These?
And
Those
are new. Those are
really?
new. There's new ones being announced all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Felicity Rose?
Oh, she's been announced for a while,
okay.
Felissa Rose. But there is a wrestler, Sabu, that is going to be coming out, and there's a number of others.
And I've never been to this, but it's really intriguing. I'm looking forward to going to this, and I think if you can get there on November 19th to the 21st, you should come out. Dead on the Base is going to be there with a lot of merch.
That's right, and this is actually where we met Peggy, and then Peggy introduced us to Mike.
Look at that.
So
Connected
that's how
dots.
everything connects. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not.
See? I'm teaching you things. Then also we want to remind everybody not only about Horror Realm, but we want to remind people about Dead on the Bases coming up this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, which means 8 p.m. over there in the Eastern Bloc. And, of course, all that can be found at Otherworldly Culture. Want to thank everybody. Adam, have you got anything to tell everybody about?
No, I don't.
Okay, Mike, any last things before we close her up?
I have a convention coming up in the middle of October in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'll be at DeadCon.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. What is it called?
DeadCon. DeadCon.
DeadCon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to remind everybody you can check us out on our social media. We have a Twitter, we got a Facebook, we have an Instagram. We have the upcoming Dead on the Bases coming up on Thursday. If you'd like to reach any of us, just go ahead and type in our first name and at otherworldlyculture.com. We're going to have to figure something out about this mic situation we have, but we'll figure it out at some point.
And what was the name of that latest book, Mike? What was that? Urban
Decay. Well done.
Urban Decay. Thank you.
Urban Decay. Yeah.
I might read another book. We'll check it out.
That would make 3.
That'd make
First
3
one
of my
since
lifetime.
high school.
We do have another show or two before Halloween, but with us, we have to say, guys, have a happy Halloween season. This is the time to watch horror movies. Certainly not the time to watch stinky old sports movies. So that's just something I had to say.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So again, we're gonna have Psycho, and we got the Hustler coming up. I prefer the magazine. All right. Thanks, everybody. And when you aim at horror, make sure you are dead on. See you next time. Otherworldlyculture.com. See that, Jeff? That's a moon. There's probably a witch about to go in front of the moon, or E.T.
Or E.T., yeah. That was Vincent Price, wasn't it?
E.T.?
No,
No,
that-
Vincent Price never played E.T.
Oh, you're right.
What are you thinking? Of course not.
It Wesley
was Boris Karloff. No, it was Wesley Snipes. Right. He did that for the
Boris
tax money.
Karloff and Wesley Snipes starring in the E.T. remake.